What's up, everybody? It's your boy Carlos, and you're listening to another episode of Another Round Podcast. Podcast that brings you raw entertainment, no filters, no boundaries, and no excuses. Boys, it's Friday. We got a drink in our hands. How y'all feeling?
I'm excited. Like you said, it's Friday, another conversation night with the boys. Excited to share our topics and our opinions and our thoughts with you guys. And we're excited to hear your feedback. So let's get this show on the road. Darius, how you feeling?
Feeling great. Feeling great. I'm excited as well. You know, I love coming here and having conversation with my boys, talking a little bit of shit, bring you guys some entertainment, some content. So I'm ready to get to it.
Talk about content. You saw that punch by Draymond Green.
I did.
What'd you feel about that?
Um, I feel like without the context or without actually knowing, because I saw a couple of videos. I saw a couple of videos online on people's opinions and stuff like that. But I've been in certain situations that people might not agree on, like why I did certain things. So like we don't know because there was no volume, like there was no audio on the whole thing. So we don't know what Poole said. Like there's certain words, there's certain fighting words, and certain things that you don't tell another man that they might take very offensive and things like that. So we don't know exactly what he told to Draymond Green. Like he could have told him like suck my dick. I feel like those are fighting words.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain things that you just don't tell another man because you might get fucking punched in the face. So until I know exactly what he had said to him, it's kind of hard for me to say if he was right or wrong. Just based off of the video, I didn't like the fact that he hit his teammate, because what it's going to end up doing is you're going to just put a big wedge on a championship contending team. Like we don't know what's going to happen now. I heard that the guy that put this video out got paid $2.5 million for that video. So, I mean, it's just crazy to me. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's not looking good for the Warriors.
What about you, Jim?
I mean, it's like Darius said, we don't know the full conversation of what was said, but as a professional, you kind of need to hold yourself to a better standard. I mean, I mean, I saw the video, and then the guy comes up to him and just swings and looks like he connects right on Poole's left side of the face, and
Night.
just drops him. And I mean, if you follow the Warriors, I mean, you know, I've been, you know, I like the Warriors and I kind of follow them. It's not the first time Draymond has done something like this. When Kevin Durant was on the team, he had numerous rants, which was a big factor why Durant decided to leave. So now it kind of puts him in a position where he wants a max contract. The Warriors might not give it to him, and they're in a position of, do they go younger, pick Poole, or do they go with their, you know, their player, their backbone in the defensive side in Draymond? But I mean, I don't know how that, you know, that's going to affect the locker room, and you know, I don't know how certain teammates feel about that. So I mean, I didn't think it was right for him to do that, but we don't know what was said. So
yeah, I mean, definitely, I think that the chemistry is definitely took a hit. I mean, you're talking about guys that go months and months playing together. You know, they got to be thinking the same way, and then you know, Poole might be like, you know what, I'm not even gonna pass it to this guy or whatever. Like you don't know what effect that might take, especially on the Warriors, defending champions, because they won the championship last year. But I mean, to think about how something that small can affect your team makes me think like, okay, so this happened now. What do you think? Do you think it's gonna affect them long term during the season though? Or you think this is something where, you know, they probably both got out of line? They might just sit down and apologize and go back to doing work. Do you think this is going to take a toll on them during the entire season? Or do you think there's going to be a continuous topic by analysts or anybody else?
I think that the fact that it was posted and people got to see the actual video of it makes it worse, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of locker rooms have situations like this, that people have punched or gotten into fights or arguments. I mean, we've all played some type of sport, if it's not, you know, for a team or just even playing with your friends, that things can get heated in certain situations. So I understand like the arguments. I didn't think it was right for him to put his hands on him, but like I said, I don't know exactly what happened, but I feel like the fact that it was posted by TMZ makes it 10 times worse, because I feel like it could have been a conversation that they could have had in the locker room as men, like, hey, listen, we're gonna agree to disagree, we're gonna go our separate ways in regards to stuff like that, but they can still make it work on the basketball court professionally. But I feel like the fact that everything was posted and you see Poole like damn near getting knocked out, now he kind of looks like a sucker, to be honest. Like he looks like a sucker, but so does Draymond. They kind of both look like a sucker because Poole does a lot of talking as well for somebody that wasn't even ready for that punch. But then at the same time, Draymond Green came in with that nice
Yeah, he got
99
good.
speed, 90 accuracy. It was a good punch. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
You,
yeah, I didn't know this 30-year-old man can move like this. Like it was pretty good.
you think you could take a punch from Draymond?
Of course, you see my head.
Mm.
Got the biggest head in North Jersey.
I mean, you see Jake Paul already challenging, throwing money at Draymond. So I mean,
That guy's a clown too.
it's out there. But I mean, I think this affects it. This is bigger than what a lot of people kind of see. They're both in the contract the year. Draymond wants super max money. Poole, they were thinking of, they were already in talks earlier this week to
Mhm.
give Poole an extension. So I mean, it affects the overall big picture. So I mean, I like playing basketball. I play basketball a lot. So I mean, if somebody were to do that, or a teammate to me, were to do that, I mean, it's gonna push me to a kind of an uncomfortable level. You know, you spend a lot of time with each other. You know,
Mhm.
you can't trust somebody like that's gonna sucker punch you like
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's kind of like a relationship that you have. You know, like basketball relationship. Like for us guys, I mean, growing up, you know, you get to a certain level. You know, I'm not like it, for other people to kind of understand that don't really play sports. I
Mhm.
mean, I think, you know, as a man, I mean, you love your car, right? Like your car is something that that trust, you know, that you know you have that comfortability with, and once your car starts giving you problems, then you don't really have that trust. So, for example, like, you know, these teammates, once that teammate camaraderie issue is not there, then you know you don't have that, and you know it's like growing up's kind of relatable for each of us. You know, just that car issue. I mean, kind of makes me think, you know, like it's like, well, when was my first adult purchase? You know, and come to think about it like that, you know, it brings me back to a car. I mean, my first adult purchase was a purchase of a vehicle. I mean, going into to a Mazda dealership,
Mhm.
buying a vehicle, literally taking out the lot with like, think 15 miles, was my adult purchase, and that's one of the first things that I was able to kind of love for the first time, you know, because it's something that I put my, you know, my blood, sweat, and tears into. You know, it's just, I went in there, you know, and walked out with a vehicle, and it's kind of a sense of joy, you know, that I've had in my life. I mean, I don't know how would you guys would feel, but I mean, Carlos, you know, how would you feel about that? You know, what was your first adult purchase?
Damn. Um, I don't know if I would consider a purchase. I would just, I think for me, I would just say that my first, I guess, adult move or purchase would be just, living out on my own. Getting an apartment, having to pay bills, having to pay rent now. I think that's probably that I would consider my first big thing, because I did buy a brand new car, but I did it with my wife. I didn't do it by myself.
Shout
And
out to wifey.
yeah, I mean, we did it because of her too, because she had good credit. My thing was trash, but yeah, I mean, aside from the car, I mean, the car was great and all that, but for me, I think it was the apartment and just being able to have a sense of ownership, right? Like, this is mine. Like, this is my apartment. Technically, it's not my apartment because I don't own it, but I'm renting it. But it's something that it's mine. It's something that I care for. It's something that I'm like, you know what? Like, I can just invite whoever I want. I can do whatever I want, obviously to an extent. But that's my take. I think for me, my first adult thing was moving out from my mom's house,
Basically having your freedom to do whatever you want.
pretty much.
For me, I have the same as Jimmy. It was my first car. The first vehicle that I actually paid for myself that my parents didn't buy for me. It wasn't a brand new car though. It was what I mean, even since I was young, like I was very strategic on how I used to spend my money, how I would save my money. You know, like let's say my first job, I was getting paid $500 a week.
Hmm.
I would take $50 a week, put it in my savings. You know, the other $100 will go into gas for next week. Then I know I have another $100 for food, and then the rest of it was to have a little bit of fun, go to the movies, with the wifey, you know, do BS with the rest of the money. But
Hmm.
I always managed my money a certain way. So it took me like about a year and some change to get enough money, and then I was like, I went on Craigslist. I'm like, what is it that I'm gonna get? I know I had a budget. It wasn't much. It was like $4,000. So I was like, it wasn't much, but I was like looking for the best car within $4,000, and I ended up buying a 2004 Mustang. It was like the base model, so it wasn't even that. Like I thought it was gonna be fast and shit. It was like regular speed. It had like 150 horsepower. Like when I bought it, I'm like excited. The transmission was fucked up on it, but it looked good. The car looked good, and I loved it, and it treated me well. And I actually, when I sold it like a year later, I got more money than I actually when I initially bought it. I sold it for more money than when I got it.
Okay.
So it worked out in my favor. It worked out. But I feel like as I got older, I was very like, you when you initially, especially like you said, Carlos, like when you initially move out, like not only do you get your freedom, but you kind of have to realize how to manage your money because you got bills. You got expenses and things like that. And the more money you make, the more expenses you end up putting on yourself because you want to live a certain lifestyle, no matter who the person is. Like, if you're making $100,000 a year, you're gonna get a better car. Most people, not everybody, but most people are gonna get a better car and stuff like that. So you kind of learn how to manage your money a certain way. But I feel like sometimes you put yourself in certain situations. I mean, I do. I know I do in certain situations like that. Is like, okay, I'm managing my money this way, but then I kind of have Sunday nights and then I decide to like gamble on Sunday nights. So, I end up putting like $100 for the Ravens to win or some like bullshit like that. So I don't know.
I mean, I think that's something that we all do. I mean, especially sports betting. I mean, doing parlays, single game parlays. I mean, I'm always hitting that checking account, right? For me, it's like weekly. I'm putting in like $25, $50 every week, trying to make sure and hoping, right, you hit on one of those parlays. I mean, I'll be doing a 10, 12 leg parlay and putting like $2 in and hoping to win
like
big.
$1 million payout,
bro. Like,
and then you wonder why you didn't win,
bro. But it's crazy. It's amazing to see. Like, you see all these people post all these parlays that they do, and they lose by like one game. Like, I had that happen to me. I had like a 12 game parlay. I think I put like $3 down, but the whole winnings was like about almost like $6,000, and I lost because of one game. And that was like, to me, it was like a punch to the gut. But I was like, whatever, it was $3, right? But then there's a sense you're like, damn, but I lost.
Did they offer a payout?
No.
Really?
Because I think this was
his last team was probably losing from the beginning.
Or you're like, it was like your second team and they lost, and then everything all your later bets.
Yeah.
So maybe it was too early to offer it.
Yeah, it was like all the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games.
Yeah. So maybe that's
it was like a 4 o'clock game that I ended up betting on, and I lost. But yeah, man, it's when it comes to sports betting or even going to the casino, stuff like that, just being smart with it, man. Because
I love it,
bro. I
love
for me, it's like I'll take out a certain amount of money and be like, all right, so this is what I'm gonna use, this is what I'm gonna bet, and if I lose it all, I lose it all, but I'm not taking any more money, right? Or I'll come clean. But
doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't. I try to do that, but it doesn't work for me. I end up saying like, I got $200, I'm gonna spend that, and then once I lose that money, I'm like, I'm gonna go get it back, and then I'll go take out another 200, and before you know it, I'm like $1,000 in.
That's crazy, man.
And I have to like walk away, and like hurts. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe if I take another 50, I can get all of it back. But you kind of have to tell yourself like, nah, that's it.
Let me just take out $100, just bet it all on black, and hopefully I double it and I'm good.
And then you're good, right? But I mean, yeah, like we all do it. I mean, I've gambled a lot. I do a lot of different parlays. The other day I caught myself doing a tennis parlay. I don't know shit about tennis, but I mean, it's just that thrill and excitement that
tennis
that gives you. I mean, no, the excitement.
He was
of winning.
gambling at 8 a.m.
That it's
He put an alarm clock to start gambling
about winning. I mean, I've won my fair share. I mean, I think the most I've won in FanDuel was about $900 off a basketball parlay. I mean, I remember I was tracking it, and I'm like, oh shit, I have a chance, and I'm speeding home. And I'll turn on NBA TV, and Angie's like, what are you watching? Like, these are not even your team. She's like, shh. If they score under 120, we got the dub. So I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting. I mean, Sundays. I mean, that's one of the most exciting parts about football. You're literally there, and I have a routine. At 12 o'clock, I'm upstairs already. Have my case of beer. Case of White Claws, whatever I'm drinking, watching the Jets game. Have my two jerseys on. But between the 12:15 to 12:30, I'm on that FanDuel app looking. I'm like, okay, this person, this person, this person, this, and making bets. And the most ridiculous thing is that I think we're knowledgeable about football. We speak it, and we'll pick a team, and then the fucking Houston Texans want to go and score 3 touchdowns in one quarter. it's like,
Jimmy,
come
I got
on.
a question for you. Why
Yeah.
do you have 2 jerseys? For
Because
the Jets and then the other team you like?
no, what I do is I have one for offense and one for defense. So if my team is playing defense, I have my defensive jersey
So you
on.
switch your jerseys?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Last week when the Jets were playing the Steelers, I had my Zach Wilson jersey on, and we really weren't doing anything offensively before the fourth quarter. So I took it off, and I was watching the game with my tank top. And then we got the ball back the first drive of the fourth quarter when he went, 5 for 7 and threw a touchdown. And then I was like, we need to stop. So I went downstairs, washed my face, came back upstairs, put my Sauce Gardner jersey on. And Mike was like, why are you doing that? And I was like, we need to stop. You don't know. And then we get the pick, and I looked at him, and I was like, don't ever fucking question my methods, because look, we got the pick and the stop. And then I took off the Gardner jersey, and I didn't put my Zach Wilson jersey. I stayed with the tank top, and the man went 6 for 6 on the final drive and threw a touch. I mean, and we scored a touchdown to win the game. So everybody has their rituals and their own little things to get the dub. So I mean,
So you think that they won because of you?
I mean, I believe that. I firmly believe that. But I mean, we're not going to get into the Jets just yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna just
so you can do the same thing.
We're not going to get to the Jets just yet. I mean,
do that. I mean, to talk about the Jets all over again is just everybody's going to stop.
It's gonna be dreadful.
Yeah, we're not going to get there. We're not going to get there.
But
we will get there.
But my question to you would be, what do you think it's easier to bet on, basketball or football?
Basketball.
In like, you're talking about like overall games, or you're talking about like single game parlays?
Even single game parlays. I mean, basketball, it's kind of it's easy. You know who's getting the ball. You don't have to deal with that much injuries. You don't have to deal with one team literally driving down the field for half the quarter. I mean, you have more possessions, you have more touches, and if you think about it, as a basketball team, they play 7 to 8 guys, the majority of teams. So if you're picking a one player to score over 10 points, your probability is higher, as opposed to having a wide receiver receive over 60 yards, because you don't know. It's there's days like, you bet on Jamar Chase to get over 60 yards. He doesn't, that day T. Higgins wants to go and go off. So I mean, with basketball, it's a little easier because, I mean, a lot of the teams, they have 1 or 2 players that are going to score the majority of the points. And then you can kind of fill in the blanks. If you're knowledgeable about the game, you can kind of say, this guy's going to get more playing time. So he can, you can play with it like that, just because there's more possessions and it's a faster paced game. That's what I think.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but I feel like the same thing with basketball. It's kind of like the odds, like, yeah, you can say like, okay, LeBron's gonna score 10 points, but the odds of him scoring 10 points is gonna be like a negative 1,000. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not really gonna get any money off of betting $10 and then LeBron and KD. Let's say LeBron, KD, Harden, and then let's throw in Steph Curry to score 10 points. The $10 is going to pay you out like $1.50.
Yeah,
so it really doesn't, like, you still kind of have to make certain bets a certain way for you to make money off of basketball. Me personally, where I've won the most money and I'm not even that knowledgeable about is baseball. I enjoy betting on baseball. I enjoy betting on hits. Like, on baseball, you can just bet that a guy's going to get hit.
Yeah.
You can bet on the inning. You can say, oh, I think that the Yankees are going to win the 5th inning instead of the Braves, or things like that. Or I think Aaron Judge is going to hit a home run, which he's been going off on.
That guy's a monster.
Congratulations to Aaron Judge breaking.
He's a beast.
Breaking the.
Yeah, and that guy that won that home run, like that one that caught that ball. It's funny because when the guy caught it, some dude jumped off the thing trying to get it. I don't blame him. He probably broke his leg, but it was worth it.
They said the ball could have been worth like 2.1 million or whatever,
Jesus Christ.
and he jumped over, and instead of getting 2.1 million, he now has $10,000 in medical bills. So it's kind of like the complete
funny.
opposite. But I mean, yeah, that
But the thing is, if the ball would have fell and he grabbed it,
he wouldn't have gotten it because it's not in the field of play for the fans. So he went into the bullpen of the other team, so he probably would have gotten arrested and probably not even.
nope. You better fucking break my fingers. Like, I am not letting go of that ball. Arrest me,
I mean,
do whatever
yeah.
you want. I'm not letting go.
That
of
ball
that
can
ball.
that ball definitely changes. I mean, definitely.
You know
changes
what I
that
would have
back
done?
end.
They try to take it from me. I'm gonna look at my boy. Yo, throw it
Catch
up there
it.
and have him take off.
What about if he never gives you the ball though?
He deletes your number.
He
and, like,
deletes your number, blocks you, like you have to
That's
hitch it right
fine.
home.
I mean, as long as somebody made that money instead of giving it to a fucking a person that works in the stadium so they can give it to Aaron Judge and he can put it in his house. No, you want it? You got the money. Fucking pay for it. Pay the
yeah.
1.5 million. Let me
Could have been
see.
like those kids, the kids that caught his other one, the one before that, and what all they did was they wanted a couple signed
'Cause they're
memorabilia,
fucking idiots.
and they went to the locker
If
room.
I
to
was
give
the
him a high
dad, I
five.
would have slapped the shit out of
Yeah,
him.
hell yeah. I'm like,
Like, are you
stupid.
dumb? Oh yeah, go watch the Yankees on a fucking during April when there's like 10,000 people in the stadium and it costs like $8 to sit there. That's the kind of tickets they're gonna go and want to see.
Yeah, $8
they're
but a
playing the
$15 hot dog.
Mariners. Let's go
Yo,
watch them.
facts. Got $15.
Bro, the food over there is
And a
insane.
$12 beer. Jesus, last time I went to Yankee
More.
Stadium,
It was
so drunk.
$12. It's
All right.
pretty ridiculous. Every time I go, I'm always drunk as hell.
Yeah, I
I
can't.
knock out like in
Yes.
the after the fourth, fifth inning is over for
It's
me.
boring.
You're already just like
Baseball's
nodding your head
boring.
like
yeah.
Baseball's
it's
really
bad.
boring, bro. It's like
Like, I don't care. I start talking shit to everybody. Like, I remember the last time I went to the Yankee game, I was like talking shit to the Yankees fans, and then I was talking shit to the other team. They're like, "What the fuck are you here for?" I
whose
said,
side are
"Mets,
you on?"
baby, woo!"
Did you have any type of like
No, I didn't have anything. I just had a
you weren't representing nobody?
nobody. I just wanted there. I got there to talk shit. I think I had a Yankee hat. I had a Yankee hat, but I took it off so I can talk shit. I'm like, this shit is so fucking boring. I'm gonna talk shit. Like, somebody's gonna fucking punch me, and I'm gonna go home with a fucking
Yo.
a blue eye because it's already black, or I'm a fucking like
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
gonna have a fucking blast.
Bro, just thinking about them reminds me of the nights we used to go to Atlantic City and just get into it with people because I'm trying to help them out and then I got cheap shot in the face, but that's a different story. But when it comes to betting and stuff like that and going to the casino and stuff like that, like what games do you normally go to? Like where do you head? Like what's your first thing you do when you get to the casino?
Roulette.
Yep.
Day.
That this
I
roulette
feel
is
like it's the
so much fun.
easiest. Roulette is the easiest. I've always wanted to learn how to play craps.
When I went
Like,
to the,
craps looks cool.
when I went to the cruise, I
It
was
looks
walking
complicated.
around. Yeah,
It is
it was
complicated. They try to explain it to me.
I stood by the craps table and I asked this guy and I was like, "How do you play this?" And he was like, "Oh, you got to bet. It has to be 7 or lower or 6 or lower.
Mhm.
Put the money there. If somebody rolls a 6, you lose the money there." And I'm like, "So like even if it's not your turn, you can still." And he's like, "Yeah, it all depends. Like you just it was like so much stuff to take in that he made like maybe 12 bets in one hand." And it's just
Damn.
like, yeah, there's so much moving pieces. It's kind of a little too complex.
And
for
then
me.
it's like you kind of have to trust the guy that's fucking throwing the
yeah,
dice.
yeah. You kind of have
Like to I mean, he can't really control it, but it's like, I don't know. It always seemed cool to me ever since I saw Rush Hour 2 when he's like Nelson Mandela.
Bro, I love that movie. That thing's back on Netflix
7.
too. 1,
Free
2, and
at
3.
last. Yo, that shit was amazing.
What about you, Jim?
Roulette, man. Roulette's the best way to go. I mean, I won $500 on the cruise when we went this past summer on the roulette table. I remember I went out for breakfast and I was seasick and I was like, I can't do this at 9 a.m. I went to the casino, put $5 on 24, and that shit hit. Easily walked away
Damn.
175, and then I was like, now I'm hungry. So I went back, and then some guy was just looking at me. He's like, "Did you just win that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it happens." And then I tried to do the same thing later on that night. And
Lost
he
it.
was on
He was
the
like,
table.
they didn't even pay you correctly.
No.
Because if you put $5 on a single number, Jim, you're supposed to win
times
more than
36 times. It's $175 or something.
For real?
Yeah. It's 36
God
times.
damn!
or
I
whatever.
thought that you got paid way more than that.
because $1 is 36.
You're probably thinking
is
like if you would have put a
$36.
$25 on a 24.
Yeah, like $1 is
Oh,
36.
shit. Okay.
So then if you do the math, you know,
Yeah, that
$1.36.
makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes
So
sense.
it was like I tried to do the same thing later on that night before we went out like to the clubs, and he was actually on the table. And when I put it, he's like, "You motherfucker, you ain't winning this shit again." And it came out 23. But I love roulette. I learned more. I used to be a pussy and play on the outside because it was just the most easiest. Red, black, black.
Yeah.
Now I'm more of a veteran, seasoned vet with the gray hairs, and I go in there and I play in the inside, which is more fun, right? You get more opportunities to win.
Yeah.
I think you guys were witnesses when I was playing on FanDuel roulette, and I was up like $600, and I was just screenshotting every time I was winning.
I don't remember that.
Did I leave with 600? No, I left with like 250. But I mean, you know, it's like you always get that point where I can win more. I can get it to 1,000. But yeah, roulette is definitely my goal. Or if you go to AC, you know, we've gone. We get the little wheel.
Oh my god,
That
not
wheel-
the wheel,
that wheel,
man,
no.
bro.
Bro, I used to play
Not
that
the
fucking wheel,
wheel,
bro.
dude.
That wheel,
That wheel
is
is fucking
horrible.
great. I love it.
You remember that it was the day that we were supposed to go to, when we went to Jason's bachelor.
Yeah.
We were looking, we were going to different casinos to try to find that wheel, and then we got there and
we found it. It's on
Bro,
Hard Rock, and
it
then
was
in
horrible.
Tropicana they have the digital one, which when I hit the 45-1, it started multiplying some numbers, and I didn't win the 45-1. But
Swatch is talking.
the Hard Rock. The Hard Rock is the better one with the live wheel. It says 45-1, 20-1, 5-1.
It's crazy because that wheel, they're only open at a certain time. Like they open at like 3:00, and then they close very early. That's like the only game that is just like you gotta come when it's hot.
Yeah, and you gotta also see who's the one doing the game because Jimmy got lucky with that old lady that was doing the
Bro,
game,
this guy,
bro.
this lady was
Bro.
the dumbest. Like, yo, and I didn't want to be a fucking hater and fucking take the money from him, but I had put all my money. I had like $30. I put it on one, and he put it on two, right?
No, I put on 45.
It was on, no.
I walked away with 90.
Okay, all right. So there you go. He
Yeah.
put $2 on 45, and the thing was rolling. It was spinning. It landed on 45, and she turned around and started paying him out, but it kept moving and ended up on one. She paid him out. He took the money and dipped. And I wanted to tell her, like, miss, you fucked up. It's on one. And she didn't even notice when she turned around. She paid him out. She turned 45 and started paying people out. I was like, what the fuck?
Didn't he like call us out though? Like when we hit
Yeah, he called me out.
Yeah,
He
I
was
remember
like,
that.
I put it on one and he had it on two. And then he called me out. I'm like, the fucking nerve of this guy to call me out.
I got
after
you
you
a
just
drink.
won $90.
I got you a drink.
They're
You didn't get him a
free.
drink.
They're
It's
free.
free, buddy.
You gave
Drinks
him
are
$2
free,
tip
bro.
off of the drink that you gave up.
Hey man, it's a fun time. I mean, it brings out a competitive edge.
It's fun when you win
And it's
or lose a
fun.
certain amount. When I'm down like $300-$400 is
This guy wants to go home. It's like,
Mhm.
Darius, we just got here 2 hours ago. It's okay, man. Let's just check out the hotel.
No, and the
go
funny
back.
thing is, like, we're on the wheel, right? Me and you, and then we're just like, where the fuck is Darius?
Yeah, facts.
And then he
That's
comes
it.
back and he's like, I put $100 on black and I lost.
bro. When I go to a casino, I become a fucking
Yo.
degenerate. Like I just start taking money out, and if you guys take too long somewhere, I just take $200-$300, and I'm trying to put it on 8. 8's my favorite number. It's my lucky number, 8. So I'll just go somewhere and try to put it on 8 over there. Then I'll go somewhere else, put it on, and then I start losing. Then I ask somebody for a cigarette. Then I'm just there smoking alone in a fucking corner while everybody's having a blast. I'm like, I need to get this fucking money back. How the fucking
He's plotting.
And mind you, this is like a 1 day or 2 day trip, and Darius is like done by like 2 hours in.
Yeah, 2 hours in, I already know if I'm gonna have a good time or if it's gonna be a shitty night. I'm trying to go home.
No, but I think last time we kind of did a good job. We kind of paced ourselves. We went in there. We started drinking. We went to the hotel room. We changed, showered.
Yeah.
Then we went to Wild Wild West. Then we played some beer pong and stuff.
Yo,
and
this
then,
guy's memory is like a fucking elephant.
But you forgot? You forgot we were even
Absolutely,
playing the
I don't
Connect
remember
4,
shit. I was.
the basketball Connect
Yeah,
4.
I remember that.
Guys,
I remember we played beer pong.
remember we took somebody's free beer pitcher.
Bro.
Idiots.
Yo,
They-
we were so drunk that we saw just a picture of beer. God knows what that beer probably
Oh, it
had or
was
what kind
fucking
of beer it
dusty,
was.
Dirty.
Yo, we grabbed it, and it was because we went to go see a fight
The
in
McGregor
AC.
fight.
The McGregor fight in
That's when he
AC.
broke his ankle.
And like we're here thinking like we don't have money. Like we have money, but we're acting like we don't have money to go buy more beer. But we grabbed this person's beer, and then we just start sharing and just chugging the beer out of the big container. And I'm like, go, 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 go.
It
And I'm
was
like, yo, here,
new
Jim.
though. It was new because they were just gonna play beer pong. They put the
And the
brand new
fight
pitcher
started.
of
You
beer.
guys knew who it was.
They put the brand new pitcher of beer. They put the brand fresh cups, and it looks like they went to go get the balls. And they were like, I was like,
Jimmy
yo,
came. He's like, here we go.
yup. I was like, yo,
Snooze, you lose.
I was like,
bitch.
it's there. And I was like, yo, let's walk over there. And I was just like, just grabbed it, man, nonchalant, just covered it, just kept walking, got real close to the TV, got covered by like 35 people behind us. And I was like, Carlos, here. And it was just a brand. He said, where'd you get this? I said, just shut up, nigga, just drink. And it was beautiful. And we gave some to Darius, and Darius was like, I'm still thinking about the casino, man. I mean, we got to go back later, man. I'm not even worried about this fight. You know, let's just go back.
Let's not even talk about the casino anymore because it's gonna make me want to go tonight.
Yo, I'm down to go.
Yo, we have to go though. We have to plan something though.
Yeah,
It's been a
yeah,
while.
Not tonight.
It's been a while. It's been a while. We definitely do have to go back.
There's a casino.
But remember that dude that we saw right outside the casino that looked like Dave Chappelle? That one episode that looked like the crackhead?
That means you can see some special people out
What,
there.
Tyrone
NBC, bro.
Biggums?
I guess.
I don't know,
You see
bro.
some special people out there.
My memory is so bad. Like, I remember certain shit in my life, but
Mhm.
shit like that. Like, I'd be so drunk.
Do
out of there.
you watch a lot of Dave Chappelle, right? So like
Nah, not really. Darius
No?
is the one that was telling me about
Yeah.
the Dave Chappelle show, but
you watch a lot of Dave Chappelle. You always while we're playing 2K quoting him
all the time too. Like,
consistently.
Dave Chappelle's the greatest of all time.
So I mean,
It was funny. It was funny because the other day, like, and I actually wanted to bring this up in the podcast to you guys. I wanted to ask you guys because the other day he had a whole clip about it. Give me one too. He had a whole clip that he's talking about. He was like, because you know the whole abortion laws and stuff like that about women, you know, having the right to like choose if they should be able to like abort the baby and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
he was just saying, he's like, Dave Chappelle's like, I agree, women should have the choice. But at the same time, if women have the choice, men should be allowed to say if they want to take care of that child or not.
I don't
Because
agree.
like when he said it to me, I agreed, but I wanted to know your guys' take
Mhm.
on that whole statement.
Wait, so you're telling me because a girl's like, she can have the option whether I want to have this baby or not,
Yeah.
but then a guy can have the same option, be like, okay, I don't want to support it. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I do. I'll let you guys spit your facts, and then the God.
No, I think personally, I think that's fucked up. I mean, I think as a man, if you got the balls, right, to open up a woman's legs, you got the balls to take care of anything that comes after that.
Talk your shit.
Because you can't just be like, yeah, you know what? I got you pregnant. Hey, sorry, I don't really want a kid anymore, so that's on you. That's fucked up. So then why go through the whole situation? Like I get it, people just want to fuck sometimes and bang and shit like that, but there's consequences. And guess what? People got to pay for those consequences. If you're man enough to fuck somebody, then you're man enough to be like, you know what? That's on me. I'm gonna take full responsibility and I'm gonna help you. Now the women's side, the abortion shit, it can go either way. And for me, that area it's a little gray. It's never black and white, right? Because I'm not pro like abortion. I'm not down for that shit. Now I get it if there was a situation where, let's just say, the woman got raped or something like that, or was the other thing like the same sex family or whatever bullshit, incest. Like I get that. There, I understand that.
Mhm.
Like that was a situation that
But you don't accidentally
unfortunately
fuck
somebody
your
went
spouse.
through, and obviously you don't want that. I agree with you having to take that decision.
Mhm.
But for somebody to just, hey, I'm going out on Friday, I want to find somebody, let's fuck, blah, 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 blah. Oh shit, I'm pregnant, cut. I don't agree with that shit. Because again, you're opening up your legs, you fucking somebody, you got to pay the consequences. You got to deal with that shit.
So you open up your legs and then fuck them, Jimmy? How do you?
I mean, when in doubt, spread them out.
Jimmy, do me a favor and move those shoes away from me. They kind of bother me a little bit. Like I'm trying to concentrate on the whole show, but like,
Yo, Jimmy tries. Like he came this time with no lint on his sweats, but then came with the wrong shoes.
I'm a big man.
I remember when he
just
bought
gotta-
these
I gotta stretch
30 years
gotta
ago.
stretch them out. Yeah, I mean, these came with they came with the house that I'm living in. They left it there. So I was able to.
He
just-
found them in the
I was
fucking
just- I was
backyard.
able- I was
In the
able to
attic, he's like,
inherit them. But in regards to this topic, there's it's kind of a 50-50 topic in my eyes. I mean, number one, I mean, yeah, it takes two to tango, right? So if you're gonna have two people that agree to have, to have intercourse, to have sex, then they both need to be aware of the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Both
Yep.
parties need to be aware of the consequences.
Agree.
Um, Now, I mean, there are other factors, like Carlos said, if the girl raped, or if she was drugged at a college party. I mean, it happens. You do hear these ridiculous stories. So
Mm-hmm.
it obviously gives the women entitlement to have that. I mean, nobody wants to have a child out of spite, or a child that they're just gonna dislike because of what it reminds them
Yeah.
of. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of it's I feel like the woman has more power, right, when it comes to having a child. When it comes to, if
But do you think
the
the man has more power to be like, has the same amount of power to be like, just how a woman can be like, you know what, I don't want to take care of a baby right now. Let me just eliminate it. You think the man has the same thing to be like, you're pregnant. I get what we did, but I don't want to have a kid right now, so that's on you. You
the
think it's the same thing though?
is it the thing is that it's a hit or miss. I mean, depending on the female, because the female has so much power. So that if the female's pregnant
Yeah.
and she breaks up with the guy, right? She's, I don't want to be with you, but I'm gonna keep the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the dad is like, okay, I'm gonna support the kid. He's on a microphone, he's in a magnifying glass from that moment. The moment that he messes up or doesn't show up, automatically she takes up to social media, this deadbeat dad, this thing ain't that, this does that. So if they're not together, then yeah, I believe the father does have the ability to say, you know what, I'm gonna be there for my child only, not to nothing to do with you. So I mean, also, I mean, I think that the father does have to an extent to say, I mean, not necessarily not be there for the child,
No,
but
but the question is like, can they just back out and be like,
I don't
even if the woman's like, oh, like now you got to pay child support then, and the man
see
could be like, no.
that's where I was heading to. I don't think it's ethical for the father to say, I don't want any, and I don't want any saying with what the child has,
Mhm.
or what your decision. I don't want any part in the child's life. No, that's bullshit.
Okay.
You take your penis, you put it into a female, you got to suffer the consequences. Now when it comes to child support, that I don't agree, because we see a lot of females where the judge gives, you got to give this certain amount, and these females are rocking brand new sneakers and cleaner than mine, rocking walking out with a brand new Chanel purse, and then their kids dressed with fucking 5 cent t-shirts.
Yeah, bro.
So I mean, I think as a father, I mean, and someone who's married and has a child, I've
Mhm.
always told Angie, I'm like, if something were to happen in our relationship where we just separate, I don't agree that child support is a thing. I know what it is. I know how much money you need to for Elizabeth not to miss anything.
Okay.
So I know that I can give you this amount, and I know that that is for her. Now it's up to the mom to be responsible and say, you know what, I'm going to use this money where it needs to be allocated. But I mean, it's
But you bring that up, right? So you're saying as you know that, okay, I don't agree with the child support stuff, but I know what I gotta do, right? I gotta know
mhm.
what I gotta take care of. But how many men out there are thinking like you? Some people are gonna use that as a, ejectito cuz button and just like be out and not even worry about it.
I mean, it's how they feel. I mean, it's unfortunately the females have to resort to a court order to get their money,
Mhm.
and the court order always gives them the above and beyond. And for some people, there's good men that have to pay child support, and there's fucked up men that have to pay child support. So I mean, it's everybody's in a bunch. I mean, if you're not with the female and the female wants to go and put you in child support, unfortunately, she's entitled to that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The females
So
have
I
so much
guess
power.
in a sense, Darius probably is asking like, can a man be like, go to court and be like, I don't want to do that,
I mean, you can try, you can attempt,
but they're not gonna do that because it
but
always
you're
favors the woman
yeah,
over the
yeah,
man.
it's like you shouldn't, as a man, you shouldn't. I wouldn't,
Mhm.
but I mean, that's just me. But I mean, you could attempt to say, I don't want anything to do with this child.
Yeah.
I mean, good luck. I mean, DNA test, it's yours, you got to own up to it. I mean, But I mean, D, how you feel, man?
God damn.
I
that
know, I
shit
know.
was
My bad. I
fucking
mean,
long as hell.
you're
Carlos had
sleeping.
like 30 fucking
Questions, right? 30,
follow up
30
questions.
Bro, because this is
rebuttals.
crazy. Now it's deep. Like people go through this day and night. Like I came from a
First of
from a
all,
one parent household. Like
first of
it's just
all,
crazy.
yes, I do agree 100% on what Dave Chappelle said.
Okay, so
And what did he say?
He said that the women have the right to have an abortion if she decides to have it. But
Okay.
if she does decide to have the baby, the man should have the right to say, if I'm going to take care of the child and not take care of him without having any consequences.
okay, so why?
The reason that I believe so is because you take a little bit less power away from the woman and you kind of even things out, right? There's a lot of women out here that use men and will, first of all, men are vulnerable. You see a beautiful fucking woman, right? You're single man, you see a beautiful woman and you know, like you can be making some money, you have some good money, a girl can see you, she probably doesn't have anything. She sees you as a ticket. She sees you as, oh, a come up. She doesn't try to want to do it. She doesn't want to do anything with her life. She like, oh, I'm just gonna look for a man to trap them, right?
I was gonna say that the trap.
Right? She's trying to trap a guy. So what she's gonna do is look for a famous or a rich guy or sports player or anything like that. Take them, have sex with them with no condom, have a baby by them, and now she's set for the rest of her life. Why? Because she has a baby by him. But if you take that man and you say, hey, you don't owe this woman anything, it will make a woman very careful on who she's gonna have a child with. She's not gonna just say, I'm gonna open up my legs to anybody, because I want to make sure that the person that I decide to have a baby with is gonna be there and take care of my child. I don't want to just have a kid with anybody, and it's gonna take away from all these women and a different situation. Like you even had a NBA player, he plays for the Hornets, that had a baby with Renner.
PJ Washington.
PJ Washington had a baby with Renner. She's
bad.
beautiful, very
Taurus.
beautiful
She is
woman.
bad.
And what? They had a baby and she left them. You get what I'm saying? So it
Well,
kind of takes.
okay, you can continue. You can continue.
So she decided to have a baby with him, and this is just a small portion of things, because she's more of a popular, she makes money and stuff like that. But I think that if you truly say, like, hey, a guy doesn't owe a woman anything, a woman would say, okay, let me make sure I know what I'm getting into before I decide to open my legs, before I do anything. And you know, there's always situations like, you know, like you guys said, if a woman got raped or something like that, or you know, like they, you know, that's a little bit different. But that really doesn't even have to do with a woman deciding to have a baby, because a woman always has the option to abort the baby. A woman doesn't have to go to a man and ask them, like, I know this 100%. A woman, if she decides to go to Planned Parenthood and decides to abort a baby, they don't ask for the husband or the boyfriend or anything. Oh, hey, can I get a signature from you before I decide to abort the baby? Why do we not get a say on our children when it's our sperm, but the woman gets all the say in regards to everything?
Use protection.
I don't think that that's fair.
I mean,
Use protection.
yeah, I think
Use protection. The woman should use protection.
they should. But I mean, it's
like, you can say the same thing. The woman can say, hey, put on a condom.
But okay, hold on, right? So, yeah, 2 seconds. You just giving an example of a beautiful woman who's looking to trap somebody. So they obviously them using protection's out of the question. And then the second thing you said was men are vulnerable because this. No, men are not vulnerable.
They
men
absolutely
are stupid.
No,
men think with their dicks.
Okay,
and say,
being stupid can make you vulnerable. If you have somebody that's a dumbass and you can take advantage of them, they're vulnerable to a certain situation. If you're stupid about us, or if you're and I don't want to use the word stupid, but if you don't know certain things, if you're not knowledgeable or something, you can get taken advantage of, and it happens all the time. You have guys that are 21 years old. They're making $10 million this year. They don't never seen this kind of money in their lives. And you have beautiful women that have never thrown themselves, beautiful women that's never thrown themselves at them, all of a sudden are coming at them. And then they're like, oh, no, you don't got to use a condom. These guys are like, thank God. And they want to fuck the shit out of them. And then what happens?
They're
They
stupid.
bust,
But yeah,
and now they're in debt for the rest of their lives. They owe this woman. Some of these women are getting paid $30,000 a month for what?
All right, but
What
a
do you
man.
got to spend $30,000 on?
that's what I'm
All
saying.
right, but a
Child
man
support should
that,
be changed.
like you just said, that scenario right there, a man at that moment where they're like, "Oh, thank God, bust." They don't have a right to be like, "I don't want to be in the kid's life."
They should. Yeah.
How?
Maybe then a woman would think, and she might be like, listen, this guy's not going to be good for him. Maybe they'll stop raising children with not without a parent, or stuff like they're like, oh, okay, a woman is like, and it depends, like, I feel like there should be a limit. Like, let's say if the guy's in a man is in a kid's life
Mhm.
for like 5-10 years, right, and then they decide to divorce, and then the guy's like, I don't want to be in the kid's life anymore. No, you owe something to them. But like, and you get what I'm saying? Like, there should be certain situations, not like, oh, I have a problem with the mother now.
Mm.
Now I don't want to take care of the child. No, I don't agree with that. But like a woman, it will take away from women trying to trap men or women taking advantage of men, because it happens all the time. The court system, the divorce system, all of these systems were never built for men. They were built for women.
I agree. That I
So-
completely agree. And just to tag me on, I mean, wouldn't that be the same thing though? Like if you just said if they're with the kid and then now they have the husband or the father, whatever, has a problem with the mother and they say, I don't want to take care of the kid. Wouldn't that be the same situation? And you said no to that. And wouldn't that be the same situation of a 21-year-old who was out with his boys, makes 10 million, is drunk. The first girl comes in and says, smash, come on. And he goes, and he's not smart enough, doesn't protect himself, and smashes 5 times in one night.
Mhm.
But then a week down the road, his boys are like, yo, like, what's wrong with you? Like, you didn't use protection. Now she's pregnant. What, isn't that the same situation of him
Then
saying now he has a problem with the mom because he feels that she trapped him and now he doesn't want any problem with the kid?
Okay, now you're talking about a woman that just found out she's pregnant, right? Then you should be able to say, hey, this was a one night situation.
Mhm.
I don't even know you like that, right? We had sex, consensual sex. We had sex together.
Mhm.
You got pregnant. I'm not ready to be a father. Some guys are not ready to be a father.
But you're ready enough to fuck.
There's a lot of fathers that are shitty fathers. You can have money and be a shitty father, right? Sometimes you're not ready to be a dad because you're still growing yourself, right? So I'm not ready to have a child.
Mhm.
And if that woman decides to have that child, it's going to be on her. And I can guarantee you, and there's certain situations, right, that you can't control. If the woman finds out that she's pregnant 5 months in, and then you can't have the abortion or things like that. But then there's like a gray area.
Yeah, it's a very fine
right,
line
a
with that.
very gray area. But like if you find out that the woman is pregnant and she's 1 month pregnant, and you're telling her, hey, I'm not ready to have a child, we're not even together, we had sex that one night, or we had sex for a week, I don't want to have a child with you, the guy should be allowed to say, hey, either if you don't want to have the child, you can have him, but I don't owe you anything. If I decide to take care of you, that should be on my terms or what I want to give you. Because some of these courts, like if I'm making $60 million a year and I'm a baseball player, the best baseball player in the world, there's no reason why I have to pay $100,000 a month to a woman for the child. Yeah, if the child comes to my house, he'll have everything. But why the hell do I have to take you out of your parents' house that you were living in after you trapped me? So now you're living in a fucking mansion. And then my child, like you even said to yourself, my child is barely getting everything he needs, but she's walking around with Louis Vuitton bags. I'm not with you. Why do you need to take all that money? Or maybe they should manage the money, how the money is being used. You get what I'm saying? But they don't do that. It's just like, oh, the woman deserves $100,000, right? And then okay, give the money to her.
It's
And then
crazy.
she can spend it on Louis Vuitton or this or that, or do whatever she wants with the money. The kid turns 18 years old. He's like, where's the money that my dad? Now the dad doesn't have to pay anything. There's $100,000 in the kid's bank. He has to spend $60,000 for school. He doesn't have any money. What happens? Why? Because women take advantage.
And it kind of reminds me of, because my wife likes to watch a lot of Love and Hip Hop, and then you'll see a lot of those women out there like have guys on child support, but yet they're walking around in Louis Vuittons, red bottoms, fucking
I wonder
driving Range Rovers and shit like that. Like I mean, I get it, but I think as a man and having a sense of and having a certain social status. Like if I'm a man and I'm making 60 mil a year, I know I have to protect myself.
You know that, but the thing is that you're mature now. You've grown up. You've dealt with that thing, but you can't say that for a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old. When you were Carlos, if you were 19 years old right now,
Yeah.
you didn't have a girlfriend or anything, and they gave you $10 million, and you were famous, and you went to a club. They allow you to go into clubs, and you got these beautiful women throwing themselves at you. You will not say the same thing.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
You won't.
Good point.
It's so
I
hard.
definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, you
Fuck
wouldn't.
that.
You wouldn't think like that. You
Like
back in the day,
I gotta
Vida
protect
Guerra.
myself.
Vida Guerra was the it girl, bro. Vida Guerra, Melissa Ford. These women were like before Instagram, before any of that stuff. These are the most beautiful women. Halle Berry. Like you got Halle Berry throwing themselves at you 15, 20 years ago. You wouldn't be like, oh, I gotta use a condom.
Excuse
fuck
me.
out of here. Like, no, you would be like, all right, let's go raw.
Bang, bang,
Like,
bang, bang,
you
bang.
owe me money.
30 seconds later.
No, you wouldn't do that.
But we want to know what you guys think. I mean, I know this is a very iffy topic, and it can go either way. We're definitely curious on what you guys got to say. So make sure you guys put in the comments, or you guys let us know directly.
Agree with me.
What do you guys think about? Don't agree with Darius. But we appreciate the support we've gotten. Again, huge shout out to Sam and Frankie that had won that past the giveaway last week. So I just got contacted by Frankie. I don't know if you heard anything about Sam.
No, we'll contact Sam.
Okay.
Sam.
But like Jimmy said last week too, just because we picked 2 winners doesn't mean that that's it. We'll definitely have more giveaways going, and we still owe you guys the gift box. We did not forget that is coming soon. My wife right now is working on a little thing here and there, but we're gonna get those out as soon as we can. So we appreciate your patience. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we appreciate all the support. Fellas, any last words?
Yo, appreciate your guys' support. Keep growing, keep watching, keep shooting out your opinions and your thoughts. And this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. We're not even at level 1 yet. I mean, we're trying to reach 10 levels, and then we're not even halfway to level 1. So we appreciate everybody that has reached out to me, telling me they like the topics, they like the trending conversations that we have. And I mean, this is just a continuous Friday evening for us, and I hope that you guys are able to watch it throughout the week. We apologize for the late post this week. A lot of stuff happening. We all have our personal lives. We do record every Friday, but we all get tied up with our own personal lives and stuff. So we're not, we're going to try to do our best to make sure that it does get posted, by my middle of the week, so you guys can see and be up to par come Friday. So I mean, appreciate the love, appreciate the support. And D, anything there?
Yo.
What'd you say last time? Piss, tits, and
ass. No, like Jimmy said, we love the support that you guys have been showing us. If there's any topics that you guys enjoy hearing from us, always let us know. We're always listening. We love the support. We love everything that you guys are zippity doop that.
All right. Yeah.
All right, with the zippity doo dah, we'll leave it right there. Appreciate it. Go Eagles. Fly Eagles fly. I'm gonna be 5-0 this weekend.
Peace. Yo, what's going on? This is Jimmy from Another Round Podcast. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn those bell notifications on our Instagram page, our YouTube page. We got a lot of exciting and fun and interactive content coming out. Make sure you guys are the first ones to hear, listen.
What's going on, everybody? It's Darius from the best podcast in the world. Please show your support and follow us on Instagram @_another round podcast_. We love you guys.